Hello and welcome back. My name is Patrick. This is Patchworks, and we are in early fall. So today we're going to be doing a bit of an early fall garden update. Most things are dying back. We harvested a lot of stuff. We actually still have a lot left to harvest and just a few things to touch on here and there. So let's go take a closer look at what I'm talking about. So over here are our pumpkins. And this is the last thing that we planted here, and this is probably going to be the last thing that we're going to harvest. This is the peak growing season for pumpkins. As you can see, we have 3 different types of pumpkins growing. We have some ornamentals up front. Those big ones in the back are jack-o'-lantern, and then we have a few cinnamon girl for baking in the back as well. And these are doing really well, as you can see. I planted probably way more ornamental pumpkins than we need. We're probably gonna have like 30 or 40 ornamental pumpkins. I don't really know what to do with that. Some more ornamental right here. But here are the jack-o'-lantern. Look at this big ass pumpkin. I gotta move that because it looks like the vine's starting to press into this little bit. Another one growing right over here. We have more flowers. I don't know how long they're gonna continue to flower. Traditionally, you would prune a lot of these flowers back. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to let them produce as many pumpkins as they would. I'm not really too concerned about them getting super big, but I want a bunch of pumpkins because I want my nieces and nephews to be able to come over and pick some pumpkins from the garden. Now, these pumpkins were the last thing that we planted, and we planted a few different types of squash/gourds, and we had a few diseases come through, so these pumpkins have kind of been getting the brunt of it. We've had some powdery mildew issues as well as squash beetles. I've been treating it a few times a week with neem oil. I haven't really seen any evidence of squash beetles anymore, but the powdery mildew is an ongoing issue. We've just been treating it. It's been keeping it at bay pretty much. One quick bit of maintenance that we're going to be doing today is laying another one of these tarps right here. I guess I'll just do a full length of the tarp. I was going to just do that half, but I think in another week or two these will have grown out a little bit more. So we're going to lay one more layer of this black tarp here. I just don't want to have to try to mow or weed whack around the pumpkins. So I'll just lay this down right here. We'll let the pumpkins come out and I'll rip out some of that grass. So let's do that real quick. Lay these out a little more. I'm realizing pumpkins are super fragile. The flowers and early buds really like to just rip right off. Gonna try not to do that. And a little bit of weeding. Off to the compost pile. And there we have it. I think that'll probably be like the last real bit of weeding I do for the season. Like I posted earlier, it's September 10th today, so the beginning of fall, and the temperatures have been dropping to the 50s pretty much every single night for the past week, maybe 2 at least. So things are starting to go dormant. Now here are all our tomatoes and our peppers. We're still harvesting a lot of jalapenos. The cayennes haven't really been doing well. I don't really know what happened this year with them, but they all the first plant turned this kind of yellow. This plant's turning yellow. It's the end of the season. What are you really gonna do? You can see we still have a whole bunch of tomatoes growing. I've been harvesting those daily. The rainbow Swiss chard is doing well. One of the eggplants isn't doing so well, though we did just harvest 2 large eggplants from it. The other eggplant is alright. Those were really swarmed with jumping fleas this season, and they were kind of attacked nonstop. This and the corn is going to be the main harvest we have left. Right here we were growing sweet potatoes. We were growing like purple sweet potatoes. They really took over this whole area, and I think we're going to have a very large harvest. It looks like they're starting to die back. Once they do fully die back, I'll come in here and we're gonna rip up all this ground and see exactly how many we got. Over here we have our watermelon, and we way overplanted. A common theme with everything we do in the garden this year is we way overplanted. I got in way over my head. I planted way too many things, way too close, didn't fertilize enough, and so we didn't really get quite as much yield as we probably could have, and as we'll hopefully get next year, knowing what I know now. I think they are a smaller variety, probably have 1 or 2 more to harvest. Not sure if the rest are going to grow big enough before the first frost and they really die back. These are what's left of the cucumbers, and with how poorly they're looking, I've still been pulling at least like 10 cucumbers a week. You can see they're still littered with flowers, and there's even a cucumber right here. We're beat up, but a cucumber right there. We have another large cucumber growing right here, and we have a few more growing down there and scattered throughout. We'll continue to harvest these. I'm not going to be pickling any more cucumbers. I have probably like 40 or 50 jars of pickled cucumbers in the basement. That's way more than I could ever eat in a year. But we will be making these into cucumber salad, giving them away, stuff like that. Right here, we have the flambeau beans. And we have about a full jar of flambeau beans dried already. Looks like a lot of these are getting ready to harvest. And if you haven't seen that video of us harvesting and dry storing the beans, look up top or follow the link in the description to watch that when you're done with this video. But these are really cool. They turn this like bright white and fuchsia pink when they're ready. And this and the pumpkins is what I was most excited about this year. So we have a whole bunch of corn, and we had red noodle beans growing up that. Again, you can watch that link, the video linked to see us harvesting the red noodle beans and drying them. We were trying the Three Sisters method, where you plant the corn, then you plant a pole bean to grow up the corn and fix nitrogen into the ground, and then you plant some sort of squash. We planted pumpkin as ground cover. Now, there's a few things we did which I would do differently next year, and I'll probably make a whole video dedicated to that and what we did this year, what I think we did wrong, and what I plan on doing differently next year. There's a few improvements I think could be made to have made this do just a little bit better, but I'm still pretty happy with the result. Right here we have 4 different types of corn. This whole right side here is glass gem corn. Now this row and maybe this row, I got very good seeds from like M.I. Gardner, I believe it was, for glass gem corn, and they're doing really well. Now this right side here, I got, after I planted all that, I got from Amazon, and I got like 100 seeds from Amazon, and I'm not sure if it's due to the quality of the seeds or soil quality or water distribution, but this side just doesn't seem to be looking as good, and I'll show you a bit closer in a sec. Right here we have what's left of the strawberry popcorn. We have Japanese Holus popcorn, and on the far left, which really didn't grow at all, and that's almost definitely because of me and my soil and planting conditions, we have double red sweet corn. None of that actually grew edible corn. Let's take a closer look at some of this glass gem corn, and you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think went wrong with this. And this is my first time planting corn, guys. The corn isn't ready until the outside husk have dried. Now, one issue I've been seeing with this corn is this right here. The top of the husk is peeling down and getting exposed, and those corn kernels don't really look fully developed. Doesn't look like the pictures of glass gem corn I've seen. I'm not sure if you can tell, but they're a little conical shaped. They're not really corn kernel shaped, and that's happened with a few. And you can see right here, this happened, and I believe that was eaten by birds. If you guys know what that means, let me know, because I don't really know what went wrong for the ears to look like that. It doesn't look like they're fully developing. And here is how what I believe was the very good quality glass gem corn, and I'm excited to open these up. Now, glass gem corn is usually used ornamentally. It's really gorgeous, but it can also be used for cornmeal. I love me some cornbread. So we're gonna be dry storing these kernels. We're gonna be milling it as needed to use as cornmeal, cornbread, corn muffins, all things corn. And I'm very excited about that. Here we have the Japanese Holus popcorn, and back here, I just don't think enough water was reaching. So back here it really seems to be struggling, but up top we have a few good ears. So it looks like we have one ear right here that might be ready to harvest, maybe two. Now this looks pretty dry to me, and so does this one. Let's pick both of them and just see how they look. Guys, how do you know when corn's ready to harvest? Everything I say says this outside husk is brown. The corn reveal, are you guys ready for the corn reveal? I don't think it's gonna look too good. Oh, actually, this is the best. Oh my goodness. This is the best it's looked so far. Look at that, guys. That's crazy. Now, it doesn't really have that rainbow texture that like I've seen in a lot of glass gem corn. Maybe all of them don't come out rainbow. Guys, look at that. That's corn. That's some pretty corn. And again, these kernels aren't like fully plump. They are still kind of conical shaped. Maybe that's just what glass gem corn looks like. Maybe you guys can let me know what I'm doing wrong, why this isn't looking super pretty. I'm gonna grab that other one from a different plant and see how that looks. This was from a stalk right next to it. And a lot of these corn have a few ears on it. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, what? This is a double ear, guys? Look at that. Guys, this is a double ear corn. It's split. You guys see that? It's split. It's got little legs. Look at that. Hi. Hello. That's sick. Look at that, guys. You got a bright red. You got like a dark kind of purple color here. This is pretty cool. So we're gonna let these kind of dry out more. I believe they do have to dry out a little bit more. Let me go grab the one that I harvested yesterday and show you. This is like a bright orange. That one's like a bright red. And I guess it's kind of the same color, but this is one that I harvested yesterday. While they're not multicolored in the corn, I mean a little bit of shading. I don't know, they seem a little off to me. If any of you guys have grown corn, anyone knows what the hell they're doing, because I sure as hell don't, let me know what you think I did wrong with this, because I feel like it should be a little bit more full. Maybe I didn't fertilize, maybe I didn't spread it enough, maybe I let these weeds get a little too crazy. Maybe a healthy combination of all three. This is what the corn is, so we're gonna take these, we're gonna let them dry out more, and when they're fully dry, we're going to pop off all the kernels, store them in jars until we need them to be ground down into cornmeal. This is corn, guys. And so from here, there's not a whole lot left to do. We're waiting for the rest of this corn to mature. We're gonna be harvesting those sweet potatoes over there. The pumpkins should be ready mid-October for Halloween. And other than that, as things die back, we're just gonna I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna grind it down with either the lawnmower or something or other, throw the greens in the compost pile, and start doing some more stuff in the garage. Well, listen, if you guys like this video, you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like, subscribe to see more content coming out, more updates. We only got a few more videos probably of harvesting all this stuff before the growing season is over. So be sure to stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.